Alrighty, let's wrap up chapter 1. This is section 1.3c. This is going to be day 1. I'm breaking this into 2. This is just kind of an intro. So I'll say this is day 1. Our ultimate goal is being able to construct box plots. So we're going to talk a lot more about what box plots are and different things we can do with those. So, to this point, our graphical displays of quantitative data. We've talked about histograms, where we have, it's like a bar graph, but the y-axis is kind of divvied up into groups of ranges of quantitative data. Dot plots, very much just discrete, putting dots at, where the data is. So it shows how many in each category. Stem plots, it can show each number. There's got to be a key. It's kind of a sideways version of a dot plot, but it actually has each individual number there. And the last one is a box plot. And maybe you've seen this before. It's also called a box and whisker plot. And we're going to talk about those today. So what is a box and whisker plot or a box plot? A box plot is a method for graphically depicting groups of numerical data through their quartiles. All right, so I'm just going to go over the basics here, what you need to have on there. So when we're making a box plot, you need to have a title, box plot of what. But we're going to take our data and we're going to divvy it up into 5 parts. Our minimum, which is a number, our maximum, which is also a number, our median, which is also a number. Those are 3 things that you should already be familiar with finding. And then we want to find on the right side of the median, where is the middle number there? So as you're finding the median again, that is the quartile 3. It's also called the upper quartile. That's a number as well. And then on the lower half, behind or before the median, on the left side of the median, what's the middle there? That's quartile 1. And all of this is going on a number line. So it's not going to look perfectly spaced out. It's going to be on a number line based on where that number would be. Okay? So we're going to number and label that number line. Now, one thing worth noting, these whiskers can be at most 1.5 times the IQR. So what is the IQR? Well, the IQR is called the interquartile range. Often abbreviated as IQR. And that is really quartile 3 minus quartile 2. So it's, sorry, not quartile 2, I apologize. Quartile 2 is a median. It's quartile 3 minus quartile 1. And that is that whole box. It's the length of that box. It's the middle 50% of everything. And we want to take that and multiply it by 1.5, and that it's going to be like from here, can't be more than 1 plus 1.5 times the IQR from that third quartile. If there's any values past it, then they're called outliers. Okay, same thing on this side. We want to take that, we want to go as far as subtracting 1.5 times the IQR. And if there's anything lower than that, then it's called an outlier. And then we'll just make our minimum the next value that's within that 1.5 IQR. Okay? Now, in order to do this, there's some certain values we have to find, and we're going to call this our 5-number summary. So this is used for box plots. All right, so I have an example at the bottom. It says find the 5-number summary for the data set 4, 8, 3, 7, 10, 4, 6, 7, 5. All right? Now, in order to do that 5-number summary, we want to be able to find those and get those in order from least to greatest. So I'm going to put those right away in order 3, 4, 4, so 3, 4, 4, got 5, 6, 7, another 7, an 8, and a 10. So once I have them in order from least to greatest, I can easily find some of these things. So the minimum, 3, no problem. The maximum, 10, no problem. All right, now I start finding the other things. Now within this, if I go left to right, I'm going to go find the very middle one. I forget how many numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could always I haven't talked about this yet, but I can always take n minus 1, or sorry, n plus 1 divided by 2. So there's n is 9, plus 1 is 10, divided by 2, and I get 5. That means that the median is going to be in the fifth position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my median. So there's one little short tip to always finding the median. But if my median is 6, if I want to find either quartile, I don't include the median in it, and I look on the left and the right side of that. So within this, I need to find the middle, and within this, I want to find the middle. So if it's in between something, my middle between 4 and 4, that's going to be 4. All right? So there's my quartile 1 right there. This was my quartile 2, or my median. And in between here, between 7 and 8 is 7.5. So my quartile 3 happens to be a value that's 7.5. It's a decimal. That's okay. But that's my 5-number summary. I need those to build my box plot. All right? So we're going to use that next time to actually build a box plot. One other thing I want to show you, and actually just talk about, you can do this on a calculator. And you can do this by going and putting in your data into list 1. And then under, so I have my calculator pulled up here. You can go into list 1. So that would be, you can add these data into list 1. To get there, you're going to hit stat and then enter stat 1. So it's edit. And that brings you to your list. You can edit your list. You can put in values. And I'm going to quick put in my values. So I have them in there now. You might notice they're all in list 1. And I can do some things with that. You can go to stat again. Go over 1 to calc. And hit enter for one variable stats. That's number 1. My list is going to be list 1. I'm not going to have a frequency list. I'm just going to skip that and hit calculate. So there's some things on here that are useful. There is the mean. There's the standard deviation. We've gotten to that. But what if you scroll down by hitting the down arrow, you can see more. There's your, right in front, right at the bottom there is your 5-number summary. We've got the minimum is 3, quartile 1 is 4, the median 6, the quartile 3 is 7.5, and the maximum is 10. Exactly what we found, but the calculator can do the work for us. So that is a benefit to having these calculators. They can do a lot of things. It's not required that you use them because we can find them just fine without. But you need to know that 5-number summary before making a box plot. And in the next video, we'll get into actually making a box plot. All right? That's day 1 of section 1.3c. We'll see you next time.